So this is the dress I'm working with. As you can see, it's a two-tiered gathered dress. It has the bodice part of it, one tier here and the other one there, and it's just a little below the knee, and it's a long sleeve. And here at the neck you can see that it has a collar that extends down the length of the dress, and it also has ruffles at the bottom and at the top. I don't like this. I'm going to be changing it. Now, because I'm not going to be using a sewing machine, I'm going to do everything by hand. So I'm going to be doing very little to the dress, so I don't have too much to sew. So the first thing I'm going to do is reduce the length of this tier. So it starts all the way from here to this spot. So I'm going to reduce the length to be somewhere here. So I'm going to take off about half of this and join this part of the tier back onto this, and then I'm going to open it right in the middle, and I'm going to use what's left from this to create a placket, a placket right in the middle of it for some buttons. And I'm going to decide if I want to keep one layer of the ruffle and then add a collar also to it. So yeah, that's the plan. If anything changes, I will let you know. So this is the before of the dress. Yep, and then I'm going to show you the after real soon. The first thing I did was take the neck measurement, so the neckline without the collar. I took that measurement and I wrote that down. Then I went ahead to draft my mandarin collar, because I'll be changing the collar that came with the original dress. So here I'm just drafting my mandarin collar and measuring the back neckline, which is from shoulder to shoulder at the back. Place 1/2 of that on the paper. Now I'm not going to go in depth into how I make this mandarin collar. Maybe in another video I'm going to show you how I do that. Then I take the front measurement, place that down also. And then I go ahead to draft the rest of my collar piece. And then I'm extending the collar by 3/4 of an inch, to accommodate the placket I'll be adding to the center front of the dress. Once I was done drafting my collar, I added my seam allowance, cut out my pattern, and I placed that aside. So the first thing I did was to unpick the neckline of my dress. So I removed the collar piece that came with the neckline and I left one piece of the ruffle. Then I cut the first tier. I cut the first tier to reduce the length of the dress. So here I'm just going ahead to pin the waistline, making sure the front and back matches, so I don't cut it and the front is shorter or longer than the back. Then from the waistline I went downwards 10 inches and then I cut along that 10 inches point. And then the bottom tier will be added back to the front, to the dress. So I pinned along the side seams of the dress just so I can find the center front of the dress. And then I cut open the center front, and I also cut the top of the center front into a V. Now because I wanted a deeper V neck, I went in again to cut it at this point, make the V a little lower than it was before. Then I cut the bottom excess to make the placket of the dress. And then the next thing I did was to add the bottom tier back to the first tier. So I pinned it all along the bottom and I hand stitched all of that in place. Now I used a back stitch to hold my seams in place, and I made sure that I tightened my stitch so that it doesn't unravel or it doesn't look loose when the two pieces are pulled apart. Once that was done, this is what it looked like. And then I went ahead to add the placket at the center front. So I used the excess I took off from the first tier to make a placket that was the length of the dress, and it was about 2¼ inch wide. So I folded it in such a way that the end result was about 3/8 of an inch. So now I'm going to sandwich the placket into the center front of the dress, and then I'm going to sew that down. I did the same thing for both sides of the center front, and I also hand stitched all of that in place. Once that was done, I cut my collar piece on fold at the center back, and I cut 2 pieces of that, one for the top and one for the facing. So because I didn't have any interfacing with me, I just used the hat tool to add some stability to the collar. So I pinned all of that right sides together. I sewed down the collar edge, and then I folded the neckline edge by 3/8 of an inch, and then I sandwiched that also into the neckline of the dress, and I sewed that down. Now that's all there is to this dress or this transformation. So this is the final look. I pinned the placket down. It's not going to be a functional placket, so I'm just going to add some buttons to hold them down. Now this is what the final transformation looks like. I really liked it. I think it turned out really good. It's way better than it looked before. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's not really a tutorial, but it was fun, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, leave me a like, and then share this video with your sewing community. if you think it's that interesting. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.